Hard to believe the Olympics are wrapping up this weekend, which means we only have so much time to get insight from our KTVB contributor and three-time Olympic gold medalist Kristin Armstrong. Kristin, we've talked a lot about your time as a competitor. I want to know about your time during this Olympics as a fan. What are some of the sports that you're liking to watch this year?
You know, there's a number of sports. In fact, at the beginning of the Olympic Games, it was like a ping pong match. I was like, what channel and what stream, and I'm watching everything, and I couldn't keep up with anything. But right now, I really am looking forward to the Keirin, which is an event on the velodrome, which is that 250 track on the bike.
I have to interrupt you, because if you're at home and you're going, what? What? I'm like you. In the newsroom yesterday, I said, Kristin, I've never heard of this. Keirin.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, go ahead now. So it's on a velodrome, on a track.
Yeah, so basically the Keirin is a famous event on the track, and it actually started in Japan. And it started, in fact, it's only one of 4 sports in Japan that you can bet on. It actually started as a betting sport. And so if you can think about every year billions, over $5 billion US dollars are bet on this event every year. There's also like a school of track where people apply to be part of this track, and then they go into like 12 hours of training a day.
But how's it different than the other track cycling?
Okay, so what happens is everyone goes around 6 laps. You line up, there's 6 people, and you follow a motorcycle on the track for the first 3 laps. So imagine it starts at 30K, and then 40K, and then 50K. It drops you off, and the last 3 laps, you get to sprint against each other. The men, they get to headbutt each other. The women, not so much. It's super like on edge.
Almost like short track in the Winter Olympics, the ice skating, except on a bike, around a velodrome.
Very exciting.
All right, and another one that she's watching that she's telling me about, one of the new Olympic sports this year, speed climbing.
Yeah, well, just the climbing of the sport of climbing. In fact, there's 3 disciplines within the sport of climbing. And one of the controversies is around how there's only 1 medal for 3 disciplines. It's sort of like if a 100-meter swimmer had to also run or swim the 800-meter. Oh, and by the way, you're also going to do the 50-meter. It just takes different training, and that's what everyone's talking about.
So athletes are saying we should be able to medal in each individual category.
Absolutely, and it's really hard to understand because you have all of these events that are being added to track and field, being added to swimming. You look at the sport of cycling on the road, and the first person across the line wins. Nobody else wins a medal.
Even though it's a team effort.
Absolutely,
Huge.
And so you know, to understand like why are some sports having more medals and less medals, but truth be told, as a spectator, I do like the challenge of seeing how one individual can conquer all 3 disciplines and who ends up on top. So that's kind of a fun way to look at it.
And it's new this year, so that's also been fun to watch. And real quickly, I said, okay, Kristin, if you weren't a cyclist, what would you compete in? Your answer?
I'd compete in beach volleyball. Okay, so no judgment. I wouldn't want the swimsuits to get any smaller than they already are. However, just the thought of like training on the beach and being near the ocean, it seems glamorous.
And they play like music during the competitions, like in between the, whatever they're called, in between them throwing the ball around.
It's like a big party. Well, that's exactly what I think of it as. And I know it takes a lot of skill and a lot of determination and training. And so I don't want to underestimate that. But
we don't think that.
It just seems that people are happy, people are having fun.
Yeah, Boise State has a beach volleyball club sport, I believe.
Yes.
All right, Kristin, thanks so much.